Salutations, and welcome to Kirby Plays Games. I am Kirby, this is 7 Days to Die, and in this short video, I will share 5 quick tips to help you pick the perfect public server. In a previous video, we looked at important game settings to consider when joining a PvE server, and how to use the filter to narrow down your search. So in this video, we are going to discuss what you should look for once you actually join a server. This was actually suggested by a viewer, and since in the previous video we did join a couple servers but did not really get into how to evaluate a server once you have joined, that is what we are going to do in this episode. The first one is kind of a given, but seems important to at least mention, and that is lag, glitches, and frame rate. The most important thing is, can you play on the server? This will depend mostly on your internet connection, but some servers can be inherently awful. If you are starting indoors, make sure to venture outside, as having more objects on the screen can significantly affect frame rate. So during your first few minutes on the server, try to get an idea of if lag and frame rate are going to impact your enjoyment of the game. This can be spotted sometimes with a high ping, however, ping does not always tell the whole story, as high player numbers, custom objects, UIs, mods, large builds, and server age can all be a factor here. Additionally, some servers, especially those with custom objects or mods, can be prone to weird glitches. These can be hilarious, but they can also be frustrating. Any obvious glitches are definitely worth noting when deciding whether or not to invest your time into a server. Next, we have missing cars and demolished points of interest. Once you locate a town, especially, and during your initial travels, take note of if there are a reasonable number of cars around. These don't naturally respawn if harvested or destroyed, so absence of any cars or extremely low numbers of them can be a good indicator that many of the server's resources are depleted. Additionally, in towns, take note if it seems likely that many of the points of interest are gutted or demolished. It is worth noting that there are custom server mods which automatically refresh cars and buildings, so these are often employed in long-running servers. This one is something that I think is personally important when considering a multiplayer experience in 7 Days to Die, and that is, are there people online and do they say hello? If you've entered a ghost town, that might mean the server does not see many people coming through, and you might as well be playing solo. This might be good for a carefree romp with friends, but otherwise, it is nice to see at least a couple other people online when you are first evaluating a server. I usually aim for 5 people and above, but you do you. Another good indicator of community is if people are reaching out to form groups or searching for allies. Although be careful with this on PvP servers, as it could be a trap. Next, it is worth evaluating the starter items if a custom kit is provided on the server. Many servers will provide players with a custom set of items to start with, so it is worth considering if you want to play with a vanilla starter kit or something a bit extra, and figuring this out ahead of time. Either way, if there is a custom item set, take into account what it provides, and consider if this is a good fit for what you want from your playthrough. Finally, is God mode enabled? By this I mean, know how challenging you want your gameplay experience to be, and avoid servers that are likely to make things too easy, or too difficult. This can be reflected in the starting item kit that we had just mentioned, and also with extravagant starting hubs that include traders, workstations, teleporters, or additional starting supplies. This can be spotted in settings too, with high XP and loot multipliers, or other difficulty settings. But my previous PvE guide went into more detail on that, so I'll just make a note of it here. For some people, these things are exciting. For myself, however, this can get quickly out of hand and make the game boring. Part of the fun with 7 Days to Die is starting out with nothing but a note and a can of pasta, hitting zombies with a torch, and the challenge of crafting or looting tools, weapons, and a home. This challenge can be even more fun with others, so I hope this video helps you find an awesome server for your adventures in the zombie apocalypse. If you have any additional tips you have found in your travels, please do leave those in the comments. A sincere thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed the video, please do consider liking and subscribing.